Hello everyone, Captain Bravo back with another profile for you. This one actually on a certain mechanic instead of a deck itself. This is going to be on one of my favorite clans, the Gear Chronicle. So Gear Chronicle burst onto the scene in Vanguard G, the sort of next generation anime for Vanguard, with all new characters, and the characters that remained are now older. For example, Kamui being an older teenager, now working in Card Capital 2. Alright, so Gear Chronicle, they are a unit based around the theme of steampunk and time. And the original mechanic that was coming along with this deck was something that the fans have dubbed Rewind, as there is, as far as I know, no official name for it yet. Rewind is the ability to send cards on the field back to the bottom of your opponent's deck. Chief among this was the head unit of Gear Chronicle, Chronojet Dragon, who when you stride upon Chronojet Dragon, you can counterblast one and send a card back to the bottom of the deck from the opponent's field. Now, there are many other cards that help support this. For example, Steam Knight Amber, which came in the first trial deck. Basically the same effect, only it happens when you boost, when he's boosted and attacking the Vanguard. And other units help to support this. For example, units like Mistgeyser Dragon and Iron Fade Gearhound, which gain power every time a unit's sent back to the bottom of the deck. And other stand triggers and triggers such as Vainglory Dreams Gearcat, which, when a unit is returned to the bottom of the deck from the field, Vainglory can return to the deck and give one of your units 10,000 power to the end phase. Now this is a fairly good mechanic, not usually seen in other clans. There are a couple things like this that might send things back to the deck or get them off the field, but Gear Chronicle really made it its own. Now the second mechanic that was released in Interspectral, the Rallying Cry of the Interspectral Dragon, the new trial deck for Vanguard G Gears Crisis, is the mechanic of Time Leap, which is sort of, it's sending things off the field, only it's to the bound zone instead of the bottom of the deck, and then you would call a unit of one greater grade, or in the case of like Epoch Maker, just a grade 3. So, although Chronojet is still the main card you're using as your Vanguard, there's new cards made to support the mechanic of Time Leap. For example, the very brand new and very awesome starting Vanguard, Chronodran, a pretty much adorable little brother version of Chronojet. If you Time Leap Chronodran, you can send it to the soul, and then search your deck for a Chronojet Dragon, call it to rear guard, and then it goes to your hand during the end phase. So you have something else to stride with next turn, and you get an extra space filled if you don't have it, or if you're able to call out a unit during your battle phase, you can call it onto a unit that already attacked, and then you can get an extra attack. Other units released in the new trial deck that support this are Steam Maiden Danish. She's pretty awesome. She actually reverse time leaps your opponent's cards. So you take one of your opponent's units and then call a unit one grade less. So if you want to get rid of their intercepts, you can call out Danish, get rid of their grade 2 and call a grade 1 in its place. So they've just lost an intercept and they've lost power the next turn to attack. And to time leap your own units, for example, you could use it for Chronodran, Time Break Dragon, which time leaps one of your own people. Another time leaping card, one of your main ones, is the new Counterblast when boosted unit, History Maker Dragon. This is pretty awesome. When it's attacking a Vanguard, doesn't actually need to be boosted, just needs to attack the Vanguard. So Counterblast 1 when it does, and at G-Break 1, of course. And then you can time leap one of your other units. Now, a pretty great unit that came out in the trial deck for time leaping is Interdimensional Beast Metallica Phoenix. Now, Phoenix is pretty nice because when it attacks, it doesn't have to hit, it just has to declare attack. You can flip up a G unit that was face down, and you can time leap one of your other units. So even if you have just boosted with Chronodran behind the Vanguard, you can still time leap Chronodran. Its power stays, but you get a new unit. That's when you could call it a Danish or call it a Time Break. Now, you may think that that's pretty sucky, so now you just wasted a G unit, you think. But if you add in cards like Wakey Wakey Worker, at the end of a battle it boosts, you can flip up a G unit, so you pretty much just got the effect of Taco Phoenix for free. And you get another stand trigger back in the deck. So, other cards that you could use for time leaping are like Epoch Maker and Fate Rider, which call it grade 3s. I don't have them to show you today. They're coming. So, looking at both mechanics, there are people today, they're trying to figure out, should they stay with the old mechanic, should they go with the new mechanic? I personally am of the camp where you can mix them. Because Rewind is still a pretty sweet mechanic. I mean, it clears the field, and then if you can combo it with Time Leap, you're clearing your opponent's field and bumping up your own power at the same time. So it's all about field control at this point. So, for a final thought, I do not think either mechanic is better, though they are pretty amazing when mixed together. So, it's really, in the end, of course, it's up to you what you want to use. But my suggestion, definitely mix them if you can. Alright, so that's about the end of this video. I hope you all like it. Again, leave comments below of what you want to see next. I do Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Force of Will if I feel like it. Not so much anymore. Buddy Fight or Vanguard. Again, subscribe if you want to. And there may be, once I get new stuff, there may be a video actually being a deck profile of Gear Chronicle. So, this is Captain Bravo. Till next time.